It's Dragon Source, sexiest man alive, alien slayer, demon slayer, superhero. And we're live on New Earth. Let's go. So, this video, has the women's empowerment movement and feminism gone too far? Have they gone too far? Or have they not gone far enough? Let's explore. If you look at recent history, we've given you voting rights. Okay? We actually even let you run for president, and now you have a female as vice president. Progress, right? What else? Been clamoring for equal pay. A lot of industries, pay is equal. Really is. At least almost. It's getting there. Right? What else? We let you run game on us in the court system of child support specifically. Right? Men are still expected to pay for dates despite all those things. Right? We let you, you feminists, you extreme feminists, not all the women, but the extreme feminists anyway, we let you, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically end the reputation, basically killed the reputation and career of specific men in Hollywood. We'll say particularly black male comedians. All right, we don't need to name any names, but you know who I'm talking about. Why? Why? What is with all the animosity? Why is there so much misunderstanding and hatred between the sexes? What more do you want? You want our nuts hanging over your mantle? I mean, the joke would be on you because our balls would still be over your head, but just why? All right, so we're going to heal the relationship between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. That's what this video is about. This goes back to childhood, really. The example that our parents set for us growing up, right? That's like your fundamental building blocks in your subconscious mind of like how men and women are supposed to interact as a relationship or lack thereof between your mother and your father, right? Dysfunction breeds dysfunction, harmony breeds harmony, right? So I think a lot of the feminist movement right now is really just a response to trauma. It's just a trauma response. They're just collectively forming a larger ego to make up for the way women have been marginalized throughout history, or their own personal traumas in their own life where they felt belittled or disempowered for being female, or you know, got their heart broken by men, players, or whatever. You know, like that's the root energy I see from most of these radical feminists is either lesbian energy or basically trauma, basically a trauma response from a lack of empowerment somewhere generally earlier in their development in their life. Right? And then they want to swing the pendulum too far in the opposite direction, you know, which manifests in tearing down the careers of famous men who they disagree with, right? It's like the whole thing is just imbalanced. The whole thing is imbalanced. So, how do we bring order to the chaos, all right? Dragon Illuminati, all right? Bringing order to the chaos. and chaos to order, which is really disorder. The order you think is order in this matrix is actually disorder. That's why it's falling apart, guys. All right, Babylon's crashing. If you didn't notice. So, how do we heal the relationship between the divine masculine and the divine feminine? Well, I've noticed that when I would do these ayahuasca retreats, you know, out in the woods, the men would just instinctively take care of like setting up the tents and, if there were any threats from wild animals nearby, they would go investigate that. Um, or like, building anything, if any structure needed to be repaired or replaced, the men would do that. Setting up the tarp over the sauna, right? They made a sauna. It's really clever, actually. They put a whole bunch of sticks together, like a matrix of sticks, like crisscross, tic-tac-toe looked like, and then they put a tarp over it, which insulated the heat, and then they had like a fire pit in the middle, and they would basically make these rocks so hot, like red hot, and then drop them in the middle, and then just pour water on it, and then they would just make steam, and then the tarp would keep the steam in, and everybody would sing their songs in the steam room, right, to prepare for the ceremony. And I noticed that it was just really, it was like the most harmonious example of what the divine masculine should be doing and what the divine feminine would be doing. The woman would just tend to naturally gravitate toward the kitchen, right? The kitchen area, the kitchen shack, whatever you want to call it. Right? It's like the heart of the thing, of the campsite. And they would cook and, clean up any messes, look after the children, provide emotional support, right? Things like that, like more of a nurturing, crafting sort of energy. And then the men, they would like take care of the physical structures and just make sure everyone is safe and kind of, guide the herd. So it's like I saw a really, really good example of what the divine masculine and the divine feminine should be doing in a healthy tribal structure, if only for a weekend, right? It's like, wow, this is exactly the kind of energy that is needed in the modern world, in these toxic city environments, right? It's like you guys can't even think straight because you've been so marginalized, so traumatized, all this EMF radiation, all this media, this toxic media you're intaking into your mind every day, right? And this system where we're all trying to compete with each other for money to have a more comfortable lifestyle, or men and women are competing at the same jobs. It's like, and then you just lose sight of what is supposed to be what in nature, right? And then men and women feel like they're stepping on each other's toes, feel like they're performing the same roles. It's like the darkness is trying to take the divine masculine and the divine feminine and sandwich them into the middle on this kind of gender bending neutrality sort of. It's like the toxic version of neutrality, right? It's like they're subconsciously trying to tell you, the elite, men and women are now interchangeable. That's what they're subconsciously trying to tell you through all these agendas, and that's just not true. Like, that's because that just creates weak men and then over masculinized women who are not able to provide the nurturing and emotional support that they're designed to, right? Like, everybody should be fulfilling the role in society that their energy signature most correlates with. That's where you're going to be happy and healthy and harmonious, and it's going to create a more harmonious environment for everyone else, right? That's how we're going to have a harmonious society. Is if everyone is doing the role that they are built for, right? Like, you wouldn't have a computer nerd who specializes in, say, graphics or special effects, right? You wouldn't have him go try to be the movie star on the screen with a bunch of swag like a dragon. You wouldn't have him try to be a dragon and get up and address the audience and go put on a legendary performance. You wouldn't have him do that. Likewise, you wouldn't have the maybe a big celebrity Leo, outgoing, extroverted type of personality. You wouldn't have them go study computer graphics, locked in an office 12 hours a day, trying to make the utmost special effects. Like you wouldn't have him do that. It wouldn't make sense. You would have him go be the star, and you'd have the nerd in the background in the office go do the special effects to add to the star, to give him an even more powerful aura, right? So it's like the two go hand in hand, even though one of them is getting all the praise, even though one of them is getting all the clout, they still are equally as important in the production of the movie. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they say behind every great behind every great man is a great woman, right? It's like, think of all the emotionally strong, emotionally intelligent, wise first ladies that made some of the greatest American presidents, right? It's like the woman is supposed to be like the internal guidance system to navigate the inner world or the spirit realm, right? That's why women tend to be more psychic than men. And the man is supposed to be the guide to navigate the external realm, right? So it's like when men are mentally messed up, they kind of need women to heal them, honestly. And when women just can't get the ball rolling in their life or make anything happen, you might need a man to like do the magic trick for you to make it manifest in reality. Manifest. Manifestation energy is masculine by nature, right? We get shit done. That's what we do, right? So the two go hand in hand. When you can unite them on a singular cause, a goal, and that's when you're really dangerous, right? And the Matrix doesn't want that to happen. The elite do not want men and women to be coming together on the same page for a common goal, right? Because then the elite, their power structure is finished. Like they bank on us being divided and arguing over crumbs. Over crumbs. What I'm trying to tell you is just the way nature has designed it, men are supposed to generally be the face of the movement, are supposed to actually like be the ground troops to go make the movement happen. All right? Generally it's a male leader at the top. That's just how nature has designed it. But he, a lot of the time, would be nothing without the powerful woman behind him that's keeping his mind sane and healthy and raising his spirits and doing everything in the background to make his vision possible. You know, networking. Women are naturally better at networking. They're more social. Like, that's their strong suit, you know? But if what I'm saying is everyone should be free to do what is in their nature. So if you happen to just by nature be a super masculine woman and you like going to the gym and working out, then all right, pick up your spear and go hunt it. If that's what really makes you happy to do it. Like, what I'm saying is everyone should be acting in their nature. And the Matrix is trying to force men and women's natures to basically be mixed up, gender bending into one thing where both the divine masculine and the divine feminine are now disempowered because they're a chaotic mishmash of each other. You see what I'm saying? The divine masculine should be over here, the divine feminine should be over here. And they come together, it's beauty. It shouldn't be both of them are interchangeable. That's fundamentally what is creating the mess in our society between men and women not understanding each other. You go back into nature, you know, in a tribal setting, right? Like what I was describing at the ayahuasca retreats. Now, it's abundantly obvious how things are supposed to be functioning from a divine perspective, right? The men just naturally gravitate toward accomplishing physical tasks, construction of things, protecting the tribe, okay? And then the women are more in that nurturing, like cooking, just making sure that everyone is getting their sustenance, right? And everyone was happy doing that. It wasn't like the women were like, "Oh, you're marginalizing me, making me cook, and you're marginalizing me. I really wanted to go set up the tarp over the sauna." No, like no one had that thought. Everyone was happy doing what they were doing because everyone was acting in their own divine nature. And that's how it's supposed to be. All right? Dragon Visionary. Like, subscribe, comment. What do you think the solution is between balancing the divine masculine and the divine feminine? All right, I want to know. Okay, obviously share this video to whoever needs to hear it. This is an important message. We're bringing healing, we're bringing harmony, we're bringing a vision of a new, bright, beautiful future on New Earth. All right. I now raise the sexy meter of my audience. Sexier, 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 and sexy. Okay. I now command my spirit to take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real on the Creation Light Ship New Earth timeline of perfect peace, health, prosperity, and me making a viral video. 54321, 54321, 54321, 54321. Thank you. If you made it this far into the video, you're a real one. I appreciate you. Stay sexy and shine on.